Good morning. My name is Michael Oakes. I am the Director of Sales and Marketing here at Palm Beach Resort and Spa. I oversee all of our sales, marketing, and branding initiatives here at the property. We're so excited to talk about our partnership with Loggerhead Marine Life Center. And for a variety of reasons, we work with this organization. Number one, it's always great, fun, and exciting to support a local business in Palm Beach County. And number two, with so many of our guests coming from cold weather climates and outside the state of Florida, it's always fun to provide an educational moment for all of our travelers.
Hi, I'm Dr. Max Polyak, Director of Rehabilitation and Attending Veterinarian at Loggerhead Marine Life Center. Eaulympia presented here on emergency with a condition called chronic debilitation, a condition we see here frequently. She was brought in and we began therapy with a technique called total parenteral nutrition, TPN, and that is the delivery directly into the bloodstream of the building blocks of nutrition. Her clinical course went really well, almost textbook, and after about 3 months, almost to the day, she was released back home to the wild. Our donors like Palm Beach are terrific. We couldn't do our mission without them. In this particular case, Eaulympia was fashioned with a satellite tag on her top shell, and that's a costly device. So donors like Palm Beach help with underwriting that type of device, and it allows us to collect information after the hospitalization period about our patient. Eaulympia was a great patient because she was so textbook, and so in that sense, she was an important teaching tool for our veterinary externs and our interns to show them what it looks like when you have a chronic debilitated patient, what they look like when they're admitted, how you begin therapy, some of the additional complications you would have dealing with chronic debilitation, like pneumonia and other conditions. So in that sense, she was a really good teaching tool. All of our patients are, but she was in particular because she sort of was like the textbook example of chronic debilitation.
So here at Loggerhead Marine Life Center, we are fortunate enough to be able to find funds to track some of our sea turtles that we've rehabilitated here. And the point of that program is basically to be able to follow these animals post-release. So we've been through the whole journey from rescue through rehab and to release, but tracking these animals extends that into post-release so we can understand how they adjust to life back in the wild after they've spent their time here in the hospital. So Eaulympia was a sub-adult loggerhead sea turtle that came into our care here at Loggerhead Marine Life Center, and we graciously received a donation from Palm Beach that allowed us to purchase a tracking device for this animal. And she represents kind of a typical case for us here at Loggerhead. And so it was good to be able to track her so that the animals that we do see here a lot, our most common animals that we get here, she's a sub-adult, she's a loggerhead, she came in with chronic debilitation. This gives us a way to track an animal that's been treated for those issues and be able to see how she adjusts once she's back in the wild. So for Eaulympia, we have not only location information that's getting transmitted back to us, but her tag is also able to look at water temperatures and her dive behavior. And so those two things can really tell us a lot about how the animal is adjusting to being out in the wild. We want to make sure that she's spending time in water temperatures that are conducive to her surviving out in the wild. And we also want to make sure that she's diving appropriately. She's been in a hospital tank for a while, just like people in a hospital bed take a little bit of time to recover. We want to make sure that when she's out in the open ocean, that she's behaving and being able to dive down to the bottom, forage, rest, and do all of those things that she should be doing successfully. Eaulympia has so far, she was released 2 days ago, and so far she has traveled north about 60 kilometers, and that's pretty typical for what we see here at Loggerhead. Most of our rehab turtles typically swim north first. So we're excited to see where she goes, if she continues on her journey north or if she turns around and starts heading back